When we think of a thriving economy, we often picture capitalism. But what if our understanding of economic systems is fundamentally flawed? What if true market economies existed long before capitalism, offering a different path to prosperity? This is where the story of the Hanseatic League becomes crucial. The Hanseatic League, a powerful trading alliance that dominated Northern Europe for centuries, challenges our assumptions about markets and their relationship to capitalism. To understand the true potential of market economies, we need to look beyond the capitalist framework. The Hanseatic League, active from the 13th to the 18th centuries, offers a compelling alternative. This powerful alliance of merchant guilds spanning across Northern Europe fostered an economic system that prioritized social well-being, fairness, and shared prosperity. It's a history often ignored or minimized, as it challenges the dominant narrative of capitalist supremacy. The Hanseatic League's legacy extends far beyond its economic achievements. It serves as a powerful reminder that alternative models of economic organization are possible, models that prioritize cooperation over competition. It's a history often overlooked, as it challenges the dominant narrative that capitalism is the only path to prosperity. Criticizing revolutionaries like the Bolsheviks, Kropotkin famously said the following: "We have been conditioned to see nothing but government, legislation, and judiciary. People think that politics consists only of government, law, and justice, but there's society, an economic society. Why do we keep focusing only on government, legislation, and judiciary? They made us believe that when the police aren't watching over us, we will tear each other apart like animals, or that we'll descend into chaos if power collapses in some uprising. That's what those who call themselves Democrats and Republicans, like members of Parliament, have made us believe. We've been so brainwashed that we've overlooked the fact that people, when freely gathered without government interference, can achieve infinitely better results than when working under government control." The term free market is often used as a shield to defend the excesses of capitalism. We're told that unfettered competition, driven by self-interest, is the natural order of things, the only way to ensure economic growth and prosperity. But what if this narrative is a carefully crafted illusion, designed to conceal the true nature of power and control within capitalist systems? To understand the true potential of market economies, we need to look beyond the narrow confines of capitalist ideology. The Hanseatic League, a remarkable chapter in European history, offers a compelling example of a market economy. Central to the Hanseatic League's success was the guild system, a network of associations that governed various trades and crafts. These guilds were not merely economic entities, they were social institutions that played a vital role in maintaining quality, fostering innovation, and ensuring the well-being of their members. In today's Germany, university students can switch majors relatively easily, and this is due to the guild tradition. Guilds allowed people to work in fields they enjoyed. The Hanseatic League's guilds also created social services like educational benefits, health insurance, and pensions. These weren't inventions of Bismarck, as many believe. People think Bismarck created national healthcare and pension systems, but he merely expanded the local traditions of the guilds into national programs. The key feature of the Hanseatic League is that society was responsible for all the costs of a child's education until they became a skilled worker and eventually a master craftsman. This tradition is what led to the custom of free tuition in Europe, except for the UK. The guilds provided all education for free. However, in the 20th century, modern schools extracted money from parents to teach children and then sent those children into companies that exploited them, often leaving them unemployed. Why should parents be responsible for funding institutions like universities that exist to make money? In modern education, both education and employment are the responsibility of the parents and students. But before the capitalist era, this was not the case. Education and the profits from the work of young people were shared, and students received more specialized training. Just look at the craftsmanship from the past. The artisan-made goods, illustrations, everyday items, and architecture from guilds. They are exceptional. In contrast, today's products are of such poor quality that even a passing beggar wouldn't take them. Modern concrete buildings need to be torn down after 30 years, while stonework from the old master craftsman can last over 1,000 years. The Hanseatic League, despite its eventual decline, left an indelible mark on Europe and beyond. Its influence can be seen in the architecture of many Hanseatic cities, in their traditions of civic engagement, and in the values of cooperation and social responsibility that continue to shape many aspects of European life to this day. Picture Northern Europe in the 12th century. While much of the continent was consumed by the fervour of the Crusades, a different kind of movement was taking shape in the bustling port cities of the Baltic and North Seas. This was the era when the Hanseatic League, a powerful alliance of trading guilds, began to emerge, forever altering the course of European history. What began as a regional alliance soon evolved into a vast network spanning much of Northern Europe. Driven by a shared desire for security, stability and prosperity, more and more cities sought membership in the Hanseatic League. By the 14th century, the League encompassed over 100 cities, stretching from Bruges in Flanders to Novgorod in Russia. The Hanseatic League was more than just a trading alliance. It was a complex social organism with its own laws, customs, and institutions. At its heart lay a deep commitment to fairness, cooperation, and the well-being of its members, principles that permeated every aspect of its operations. The Hanseatic League's impact extended far beyond the realm of economics. By connecting distant cities and fostering the exchange of goods, ideas, and people, it played a crucial role in laying the groundwork for the cultural and intellectual awakening that would come to be known as the Renaissance. Imagine a marketplace where goods are produced not solely for profit, but to meet genuine needs and reflect the true value of craftsmanship. This was the essence of the Hanseatic marketplace, a system driven by a different set of principles than the relentless pursuit of profit that characterizes modern capitalism. One of the remarkable achievements of the Hanseatic League was its ability to maintain economic stability over centuries. This was due in no small part to its innovative approach to currency and finance, a system built on trust, transparency, and a deep understanding of the dangers of speculation and debt. In an era often characterized by ruthless competition and exploitation, the Hanseatic League stood apart for its commitment to ethical conduct in business. Integrity, honesty, and fairness were not mere slogans. They were deeply ingrained principles that guided every aspect of the League's economic conduct. In the Hanseatic League, economic activity was not seen as separate from the well-being of individuals and communities. The pursuit of profit was tempered by a deep respect for human dignity, a commitment to social responsibility, and a recognition that work should not come at the expense of a balanced and fulfilling life. The Hanseatic League and modern capitalism stand as stark contrasts in their approaches to economic organization. While the Hanseatic League prioritized cooperation, fairness, and the well-being of its members, capitalism often thrives on competition, individualism, and the relentless pursuit of profit, regardless of the social or environmental costs. The Hanseatic League, a powerful economic and defensive alliance of merchant guilds and market towns in northwestern and central Europe, flourished from the 12th to the 17th century. It was not just a network of trade routes and commercial interests, but a complex system that integrated human values into its very fabric. Modern economics, often rooted in the principles of supply and demand, tends to view human behavior through a narrow lens of rational self-interest. This perspective, while useful in certain contexts, can overlook the multifaceted nature of human motivations and the importance of ethical considerations. In today's fast-paced, profit-driven world, the lessons from the Hanseatic League offer a refreshing contrast. Yet the Hanseatic League, with its emphasis on ethics, social responsibility, and the common good, reminds us that economic activity is not merely a mathematical equation. The merchants of the Hanseatic League were bound by a code of conduct that emphasized honesty, fairness, and mutual respect. These values were not just abstract ideals, but were actively practiced in their daily transactions and interactions. A deeply human endeavor, shaped by values, relationships, and a sense of shared purpose. The Hanseatic League's success was built on trust and cooperation among its members. Towns and cities within the League worked together to ensure mutual prosperity, often putting the collective good above individual gain. This sense of community and shared responsibility was a cornerstone of their economic system. The legal framework of the Hanseatic League also reflected its commitment to human values. Disputes were resolved through arbitration and negotiation rather than through force or coercion. This approach not only maintained peace and stability, but also reinforced the importance of justice and fairness in economic dealings. In today's world, where economic inequality and social fragmentation are pressing issues, the Hanseatic League's model offers valuable insights. By prioritizing ethical considerations and fostering a sense of community, modern economies can create more sustainable and inclusive systems. The Hanseatic League teaches us that true economic success is not just about wealth accumulation, but about building a society where everyone can thrive. Cultural and social activities were also integral to the Hanseatic way of life. Festivals, fairs, and communal gatherings strengthened social bonds and reinforced the values of cooperation and mutual support. These events were not just celebrations, but were essential in maintaining the social fabric of the Hanseatic communities. Today, as we navigate the complexities of a globalized economy, the Hanseatic League's emphasis on human values remains relevant. By integrating ethics, social responsibility, and a sense of shared purpose into our economic systems, we can create a more just and equitable world. The legacy of the Hanseatic League reminds us that at the heart of any successful economy lies the well-being of its people. The Hanseatic League, despite its remarkable longevity and influence, was not immune to the forces of change. By the 16th century, a confluence of factors, both internal and external, began to chip away at its foundations, ultimately leading to its demise. By the early 18th century, this destructive mentality spread from Britain to the northern Netherlands, northern France, and even northern Italy. The absurd idea that personal greed served the public interest began to gain traction. But how could personal greed benefit the public? About 70 years later, Adam Smith appeared and made two claims. If you follow your greed and bake bread, the entire village will prosper. He connected the individual's pursuit of trade with the prosperity of the nation. Even though the two are fundamentally unrelated, there was no logic to it. He merely said that the invisible hand makes it so. That's Adam Smith. There is no connection between the accumulation of personal wealth and national prosperity. So why claim there is? For 200 years, inequality has never ended. Wealth rarely trickled down to the people. It has only led to exploitation. When the trade guilds almost collapsed in the 18th century, what happened to the women and children of the guilds? Under capitalism, women and children who used to just help with family businesses were sent to the factories. Women and children who had helped in the fields also went to the factories. Children who should have been learning in schools and churches were working in factories. Children as young as 7 or 8. They used to enjoy festivals and games, but now their only relaxation is playing billiards on the weekend. Under the guild system, apprentices, skilled workers, artisans and their families travelled a lot, especially for pilgrimages. In the past, travel usually meant pilgrimages like to Santiago de Compostela, but now workers only play cards in their free time. It has turned into a world where people rely entirely on wages and can no longer depend on family or community support. In the guild system, orphans were always cared for and guaranteed employment by the community, but under capitalism, orphans were thrown into prisons or hospitals. Apprentices began receiving wages starting at age 14, usually hourly wages. That's the capitalist system which has made things so miserable. Protestantism played a huge role in destroying the guilds and transitioning to a capitalist society, whether intentionally or not. Protestantism, with its emphasis on individualism, on the idea that the individual could directly meet God, fueled the collapse of the guild community. This is what happened in religious terms. The decline of the Hanseatic League, though a testament to the ever-shifting tides of history, offers valuable lessons for our own time. It reminds us that even the most successful systems are not immune to the forces of change, and that vigilance is required to safeguard the values and principles upon which they are built. It's a curious omission, isn't it? The Hanseatic League, a powerful economic force that shaped Northern Europe for centuries, is often relegated to a footnote in history books, its story overshadowed by narratives of empires, revolutions, and the relentless march of capitalism. Why this silence? The Hanseatic League's very existence poses a direct challenge to the dominant narrative of capitalist triumphalism. It disrupts the simplistic tale of progress that portrays capitalism as the inevitable endpoint of human history, the only system capable of generating wealth and innovation. The Hanseatic League, a powerful economic and defensive alliance of merchant guilds and market towns in northwestern and central Europe, thrived from the late 12th century to the 17th century. It was a unique and influential network that fostered trade, mutual protection, and shared governance among its members. Today, while the League itself no longer exists, its legacy continues to shape the cultural and social fabric of the regions it once encompassed. Although the Hanseatic League may be largely absent from our history books, its spirit lives on in the architecture of its cities, where the distinctive brick Gothic style of the Hanseatic period can still be seen in the grand town halls, warehouses and churches that dot the landscape. These buildings stand as a testament to the League's prosperity and the architectural ingenuity of the time. Walking through the streets of cities like Lübeck, Hamburg and Bremen, one can almost hear the bustling markets and the clinking of coins that once filled the air. In the traditions of civic engagement that still characterize many Hanseatic regions, the spirit of the League is very much alive. The Hanseatic League was not just about trade, it was also about governance and community. The member cities enjoyed a high degree of autonomy and self-governance, which fostered a strong sense of civic responsibility and participation. Today, this legacy is evident in the vibrant local governments and active civic organizations that continue to play a crucial role in these regions. Town hall meetings, community events, and local elections are all part of this enduring tradition of civic engagement. And in the countless individuals and organizations around the world working to build a more just and equitable future, we see the Hanseatic spirit of cooperation and mutual aid. The League was built on the principles of mutual support and collective action, and these principles continue to inspire modern efforts to address social and economic challenges. From grassroots community groups to international NGOs, the legacy of the Hanseatic League lives on in the work of those who strive to create a better world for all. In an era of globalization, where capital flows freely across borders and corporations wield immense power, the lessons of the Hanseatic League are more relevant than ever. The League's emphasis on fair trade, ethical business practices, and mutual benefit offers a powerful counterpoint to the often exploitative and unequal nature of modern global capitalism. By looking to the past, we can find valuable insights for building a more just and sustainable global economy. The Hanseatic League's emphasis on local autonomy, self-governance, and community-based solutions offers a powerful antidote to the homogenizing forces of globalization. In a world where local cultures and traditions are increasingly under threat from the forces of global standardization, the Hanseatic model of decentralized governance and local empowerment provides a valuable blueprint for preserving cultural diversity and fostering resilient communities. Community events in Hanseatic cities, local cooperative markets, and neighborhood gatherings all reflect the enduring legacy of the Hanseatic League. These activities not only strengthen social bonds and foster a sense of belonging, but also promote economic resilience and sustainability. By supporting local businesses and encouraging community participation, these initiatives help to create vibrant, self-sufficient communities that are better able to withstand external shocks and challenges. In conclusion, the Hanseatic League may be a thing of the past, but its spirit lives on in the architecture, traditions and values of the regions it once encompassed. By embracing the principles of mutual support, fair trade and local empowerment, we can keep the Hanseatic spirit alive and build a more just and equitable future for all. Whether through preserving historical buildings, participating in local governance, or supporting community initiatives, each of us can play a part in carrying forward the legacy of the Hanseatic League. Let us remember and celebrate this rich heritage and let it inspire us to create a better world for generations to come. We stand at a crossroads. The challenges of our time, climate change, economic inequality, political polarization, demand bold solutions, solutions that transcend the limitations of outdated ideologies and embrace the interconnectedness of our world. As we've journeyed through the history of the Hanseatic League, it's impossible to ignore the stark contrast between its values and those driving our modern economic systems. The Hanseatic League, a powerful economic and defensive alliance of merchant guilds and market towns in northwestern and central Europe, thrived from the 12th to the 17th century. It was a beacon of cooperation and mutual benefit, a stark contrast to the often cutthroat nature of modern capitalism. The League's success was built on principles of mutual aid, shared resources, and collective decision-making, which are often overshadowed in today's world by the relentless pursuit of individual profit. While capitalism prioritizes individual gain and limitless growth, often at the expense of social and environmental well-being, the Hanseatic League's model was different. It was a system where the prosperity of one was seen as the prosperity of all. This cooperative spirit fostered a sense of community and shared responsibility that is often missing in our current economic systems. The League's members understood that their success was intertwined with the success of their neighbours, leading to a more sustainable and equitable form of economic growth. The Hanseatic League offers a powerful counter-narrative to the dominant economic paradigms of today. It challenges the notion that competition is the only path to prosperity. Instead, it shows us that cooperation and mutual support can lead to a thriving economy. The League's emphasis on fair trade practices, ethical business conduct, and the welfare of the community provides a blueprint for a more balanced and humane economic system. It reminds us that economic success does not have to come at the expense of social and environmental well-being. The Hanseatic League's story is more than it's a call to action, an invitation to imagine a future beyond the limitations of our current economic paradigm. What if, instead of clinging to a system that prioritizes profit over people and planet, we dared to build a world where cooperation, not competition, is the driving force of progress? The Hanseatic League's story reminds us that we are not passive bystanders in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. We have the power to shape our own destinies, to create systems that reflect our values, and to build a future worthy of our shared humanity.